I am now going to read from this here book. All the scribbly new poems. I wrote this the last night when I couldn't sleep. And then the other night I wrote the title when I couldn't sleep. It took me an hour to get this title right. And it's in Welsh. Anybody from Cymru in the house? No? So you won't have a clue whether I get this right or not. That's good. So the word Hiraeth means, in Welsh, it's unexplainable. It doesn't translate. It means homesickness. It means longing. It means regret. It means sadness. It's like the Portuguese saudade, which means inexpressible sadness as well too. So this is called Me Hiraeth Amna Amdanat, which means there's loneliness on me for you. In Irish we say Tá údness on me. There's loneliness on me. So there's loneliness on me for you. Memory is a very funny thing. It'll take my sister and it'll cut out this side where she actually is. And all my memory can see is the cut and paste job it's done of her shadow. And I'm watching her shadow laughing on the wall. And it's a real tall shadow because she's bathing me in a zinc bath in front of a rolling range back in 1963 when I'm 7. So I can see her laughing shadow. I can't see her. I can't make memory turn and look that way. So all I see is this laughing shadow, something that I can't get back to. There's loneliness on me for you. Her shadow is laughing. Her shadow is taller than a tree. She is like the key for which there is no door. A Polaroid photograph dying in the sun, fading into the nothing from which it comes. My mind slashes through time, grasps this memory of her, clutches it to itself, until once again death orders it to let go. It does so. Her shadow laughing, her shadow taller than a tree. Thank you. It's been Janice and I's good fortune to go down to the Jane Austen house, and they had a poem in residence called Maura Dooley. Who's a lovely poet, great facilitator altogether. And we had a lovely time at our workshops, and those are the workshops where you get inspired, blah, 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 and then you go, okay, you got 5 minutes to write a poem. Woo! And it sort of pushes you. You go outside your envelope of security, and you suddenly think, oh, I've got to do something. And that's when you do something. So this is more about saudade, or Welsh word again. It's called The Man from God Knows Where. We had to introduce ourselves, and I said, I'm from the Curragh, and everybody said, what? And I said, the Curragh, and they couldn't understand the pronunciation. It just means a marshy place. And all the houses that I've lived in are actually gone. So if you take me back to 1963, I'm seeing snow for the first time. It's probably not the first time that I've seen snow, obviously, but it's the first time that I remember snow. And I remember it in a big way. I know it's 63. Kennedy has been assassinated. My hero, Aldous Huxley, is dead. Sylvia Plath is going to commit suicide in a very snowy...
I was born.
And these beautiful people were born, you know. So meanwhile I'm looking out at my first snow, big flakes falling down outside the window of 31 O'Higgins Road, and I never forget it. And I think, wow. And then I go back 40 years, the house is in a room, and I am in that room, which I thought was really big, and it's tiny. And I'm inside the house, and snow is falling inside the house where I first saw snow falling outside the house, and I thought, time is a weird sort of thing that you could do that. So, and then I go to other houses, 37 just up the road, and 37 no longer exists. You just walk through empty air. There's nothing, the walls are nothing now, the ceilings are stars. Where I was in my bedroom, a sheep grazes. And it's just funny to walk through emptiness and nothing of a house that had people laughing and loving and everything like that. So where the sheep was actually going on to the bathroom. And I'm in the bathroom, and I've had one program for RTE Radio, and I'm trying to get another program. And I'm in this bath, and I'm crouched down like this, and I'm reading into a tiny little microphone to send the producer this new story that I'm writing. And when he did get it, he said, where did you record that? That was the most perfect sound I ever heard in my life. And it was in this bathroom that no longer exists, and a sheep walks through that. So this is called The Man from God Knows Where. I come from nowhere that you'd know, the name lost in its pronunciation. All the houses that were homes, I walked through empty air, a living ghost, recreating an architecture of remembering from this nothing that is left. My home is my sister's laughter as night is falling in 1963. My home is my father singing softly through snowflakes, where lagging streams. My home now, my mind drifting through time as memory flowers into being, and I am once again this me made new. I'm the man from God knows where, a dandelion seed taking to the air. I never told to remember people just from smells and sights and sounds and stuff like that, so I was conjuring up my Uncle Michael. My Uncle Michael is the man, although that man you wouldn't think it, who was responsible for making me a poet. But I think anyone who can diss Louis MacNeice, even in my bad version, I'm sorry, I would have kicked him out. So this is called Maker of Days. And he was the one who made my world, made me see that words could change the world, create a world. You had the world in front of you, but you could create another world as well. That was my Uncle Michael, and I love him to bits. Maker of Days. You will always be oats, that smell spilling out of a split sack in an empty barn. A dance of dust motes like a spell, trapping summer within its crumbling walls. You being you, whatever the weather. Water sprung from the ground, its gurgle of coldness. The chitter-chatter of hens gossiping among obsolete machinery, blue eaten with rust. Dock leaves next to nettles, calming the pain, far from the maddening stings. Always your laughter amongst the ordinary, everyday shipwreck of things becoming and unbecoming themselves. You, the maker of days in the lost land of summer. Thank you.